Obviously, what's in the top 5 of biggest sellers for you in terms of?
If we look at our most popular products, we're going to be looking, and it varies month to month,
right?
But we're going to be looking at healthy hair, skin, and nails,
right.
and CoQ10, always neck and neck, circulation, vein support. There are really about a half a dozen products that are the most frequently reordered products. Essential 1, our vitamin D, our omega-3s. Right. So all of these, and what's funny is if you look at a list of the most popular products at HSN in a month, my products are throughout that list, even when I'm not here.
Right.
As I often say, because the best salesman on this set right now, it's not me.
Oh, Andrew, thank you.
It's not me, it's not Adam. It's those bottles right there.
It's true.
Because our products are the most popular reorder products here. And they only get reordered. You're not watching the video before you reorder. They only get reordered because when you got them home, they didn't disappoint. They actually pleased you or impressed you, and that's the only reason you reorder.
Well, maybe in this new year, it's going to be about a better feeling of oneself with more energy, more vitality, more zest for life. Well, that's what Andrew's CoQ10 is going to do. And we'll get into I just saw there's only 5 minutes here as well. We'll get into how this works and the incredible way that this is helping to deliver some wonderful benefits. But again, I would say, and I say it with all the respect in the world, there's a lot of us right now who are watching who are already taking a CoQ10 product. If you compare your CoQ10 product to the one in my hand, you will be dazzled with the difference. There is no comparison. So if you're a CoQ10 believer and lover already, switch to this one. You'll see a huge difference. And of course, if you've never tried CoQ10 before, we'll share with you why it's so popular. Pricing very quickly, savings are there. Again, larger size.
And just because many people ask before we go over pricing, this is the best pricing you'll see on this product other than a Today Special.
Right.
And the Today Special on this product will not be until the end, toward the end of this year.
Right.
It's definitely in the fourth quarter of 2018, so just so everyone knows that.
So this is a really great deal and a great time to take advantage. Obviously down here, normally $159, today $109, you save $50. Don't forget the larger sizes are typically on flex pay, which makes it even more affordable.
And what's exciting about our CoQ10 is if you look at pricing on CoQ10, when I introduced CoQ10 back in 1984, which is 34 years ago, we were the first folks doing CoQ10, you'll see pricing that's probably about 10 times more expensive than it is today. It was a 30 milligram supply. Today you're getting 200 milligrams. You're also getting a full separate vitamin C. You're getting a full B complex with B12. Because CoQ10 is the foundational ingredient for energy production in your body. There's no sensible approach to energy, whatever you might do, whether it's a caffeine supplement or calories or this and that. There's no sensible approach that isn't first built on a foundation of adequate levels of CoQ10. Also, most of the drugs and medications we take to either a greater or a lesser extent diminish our body's inherent levels of CoQ10. In fact, the most popular drugs out there, cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, as effectively as they lower cholesterol, and they lower cholesterol effectively, they equally effectively lower CoQ10. So if you're taking those statin drugs and you want to maintain optimum organ function that requires CoQ10, optimum energy level that requires CoQ10, you need to supplement CoQ10. Also, there's a wide body of research that shows that if you want to diminish the side effects associated with the use of statin drugs, supplement with CoQ10. So very important. Also, antidepressants. Also, a class of drugs used for osteoporosis or osteopenia also interfere with CoQ10 synthesis in our body. So, again, very important, and it often describes why one of the principal side effects of these medications is fatigue. And then we have scientific charts that specifically speak to that. But this is the time of year where they talk about New You and New Year's resolutions and all those things. No resolution to make change. Nothing is going to be different unless you have the resources to make it different. And the most effective resource and the principal resource we all require to accomplish anything is just energy. Without energy, nothing changes. Without adequate supplies of energy. And the foundational product in that regard is really Coenzyme Q10. And if you read the reviews on that, it's like our cinnamon product, we didn't mention it, that's a product with over 95% positive reviews. And the same goes for Coenzyme Q10.
So Andrew, but by very nature, as we age, our concentration of CoQ10 also diminishes, correct?
Well, our levels of CoQ10 within our body, within our cells, is diminished. It doesn't mean our requirements are diminished. So yet again, perhaps one of the easiest and most straightforward explanations, and there's science that speaks to this, of why as we get older we have a perception of fatigue more often. And fatigue is one of the most common complaints we take to our doctors.
Right.
CoQ10 availability. We do a number of things in our lifestyle between all the medications I had mentioned previously, but just lifestyle change, whether it's smoking or alcohol consumption. We do things, overweight, obesity, that affect the availability of CoQ10 within our body, within our cells. And the other thing we need to remember, our body is very unique. Out in the world, if you think about energy supply in the world, energy supply is built is created at power plants, power stations. Maybe now we're getting solar panels on our homes, or my factory, we produce all our own energy. We don't need a power station. But in general, out in the world, we get power delivered to us. In your body, there are trillions of cells. Each one of those cells is responsible for its own energy. It cannot rely on its neighbor. It has to do the fundamental, almost sort of dirty work of creating energy, of burning fuel. Each one of our cells has to transport the electrons that's required for its own cellular energetic experience, doing its own work. That requires CoQ10. So every single one of the cells in your body, at any one moment in time, they all trillions of them, must have their own supply of CoQ10, or they're not transporting electrons and you're not experiencing energy. When you think about that and think about all the nutrients essential for energy production, I think it would give us a renewed sense of responsibility to try to deliver them to our body, because each of these cells in our body is independently and individually responsible for doing that.
So maybe it's the fatigue thing, as Andrew talks about it. Maybe it's that tired feeling that you've got day in and day out. That's not, and Andrew, I think a lot of us live like that.
Well, I think a lot of us, and then it affects our state of mind. It affects how we feel about our world, our job, our family, our relationships. So to the extent we're energetic, and it's sort of funny, I look at it as it's a sort of a collective cellular experience. They often talk about the American economy, and it's the byproduct of, 350 million people or things like that. But in our body, it's the collective experience of trillions of cells, not millions, not billions, but trillions of cells. So the experience of energy is really going to be the byproduct of the collective efficacy of those cells, how well your heart is functioning, and your lungs, and your liver, and your skeletal muscles, and all the different tissues in your body. And then there's the endocrine system and the nervous system. So it's a fascinatingly intricate system. And I simply look at CoQ10 as being the foundational ingredient that all of those cells require to do that work.
So this is your chance to be able to get it. Obviously, as Andrew said, the today's special is not so much later in the year, in the fourth quarter. So this is that New Year's savings price that we've got, so we can kind of get that head start and say, this year, I'm going to feel better. Obviously, this is exciting with any of these products, whether it's our today's specials, whether it's Max Omega, whether it's going to be CoQ10. These are making a real difference in our lives. Final words here, Andrew?
Just that if we're looking for something to support our workouts this time of year, exercise and things like that, and sort of those New Year's changes, change requires an impetus.
Right.
And in science, we define energy as the ability to do work. We think of work as a job, but work is, in the scientific world, in a physicist's mind, work is some change in the status of energy and matter. And energy is what matters. So if we want to make a difference, I think we need to pay attention to the energetic systems on a cellular level. And that's CoQ10. And I encourage you to read the reviews. More than listen to me, I encourage you to read the reviews.
And with that in mind, we're going to go over for the final half hour of our show. There are two today's specials. Glucose